Hey, good morning, everybody. It's my crazy morning hair book on the day after Thanksgiving. I hope you survived. Me and my penguins are still in Dallas, hanging out with the in-laws and having a wonderful, wonderful time. I hope to convince my mother-in-law to go to the King Spa lately. You know, one of my favorite places in the world. So today we are talking about whether narcissists are inherently bad people. So if you don't know who I am, I'm Rita Hickman. I'm a body-mind expert, and I'm hanging out in Frisco, Texas for a couple days for the holidays. And I help women figure out all the body-mind tricks, all the rewiring of the subconscious, all the why you trigger, all the how to get better relationship skills, all the how to deal with the brain fog and the pain and the inflammation that comes from being sick because you're under stress all the time because you have a narcissist in your life. I help women really get out of the situation that they're in and get into a better, happier life, into a better, happier situation. And I use it through Asian medicine and shamanic work, and from a real practical point of view. One that is less fluff and smoke and mirrors and more about how our bodies really work. It is cool because even Asian medicine has shamanic roots. And so it's about how is it all interconnected? How do we connect the body and the mind and the emotions and the nervous system and metaphysics and the wavelengths that connect us all? You know, not just the fluffy bunny, maybe it works, let's just have faith sort of idea, but stuff that's based pretty heavily on science and research, and it's really sort of cool. I come from a background of needing to know and needing the facts, and just the science is way too much, and so I use all of that, which I just love, in my private practice, as well as with my online coaching practice and my online coaching group. So I am thrilled that you are here, and I'm thrilled that you're hanging out with me this morning. So the question is, are narcissists inherently bad? You know, narcissists come on such a wide spectrum. Why people behave in a narcissistic way can be nature or nurture. It could be permanent. It could be temporary. It could be a sliding scale. All sorts of things. You know, for example, I watched Rocket Man last night with Elton John. Good movie, although it's a little bit self-important. But two of the main characters were the father and the mother. And for the father, he was definitely a narcissist, completely focused on his interests and what mattered most to him. However, when he got into a different relationship, when he got into a different dynamic, when he matured a little bit, when he started to get things figured out, when he was in a different situation, he didn't behave as much as a narcissist because some of the things that were causing him to be that way were resolved. Now, the other main character was Elton John's mom, and she never really changed throughout the whole movie. Her personality or character really didn't change. It was still very much about herself, about what was going on. And for her, probably, her issues ran much deeper. The deeper somebody's issues go, the more difficult it is for them to make a shift. Because think about it. If your difficulties are, let's say, a chemical imbalance, and you've lived with that all your life, you've been having trauma around it since you were born, even before you were born, and those traumas and the PTSD, and they would just build up and layer and build up and layer and build up and layer. And if you never got help for the chemical imbalance, then yeah, you're going to continue behaving in a very, very narcissistic way. Now, if you're behaving as a narcissist because you're angry or because you're bitter or resentful about things, those can be fixed. You know, you can fix those things because when you go through the healing process, when you work on yourself, and for you, that's probably where you're at. You know, you too can behave a little bit like a narcissist because of the anger and the stress and the resentment and the frustration that the narcissist has brought into your life from blow-ups and manipulation and them surviving on a level that is very destructive to everyone around them. So you kind of have a couple different versions of narcissism. You have to decide which one that you're with. Now, if it is something like a chemical imbalance, then you do start to know how to treat people. You know, oh, this is how your brain works, and so this is how I need to interact with you so that you don't beat me up, so that you don't destroy me, which is what happens a lot. Now, those relationships, if it's a chemical imbalance and you start realizing how to handle it, then things turn out okay, because you start getting stronger, you start having a voice, and the process is slow, but it works. If you're a narcissist that you're too far gone, it's not something that's really fixable because you have no desire to work on the things which are underneath you, then people can be narcissists in one relationship, but not narcissists in another. You know, if they're getting everything that they need, if they're getting everything that they want, if nothing's expected of them, then they can be very happy, nice, friendly, interesting people. But as soon as they don't get what they want, as soon as they feel that they're trapped or controlled or stuck, then it's all bets are off. And they just sit there kind of in fight or flight, and they'll do anything and everything they can to keep control of the situation, to feel in control of themselves. So when you think that you're dealing with a narcissist, and if they're inherently bad, like that's just who they are, that's a very, 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 very small percentage. Even, Harvard research says that people are inherently good. They're inherently good, they're inherently nice. And the key is interacting with people in a way that brings out their best qualities. Sometimes that looks like tough love. Sometimes it looks like, no, I will not be spoken to that way, period. So that they learn, what's acceptable and what's not. That's actually really kind. To teach people how to behave in situations which they're doing very badly, can really make their life better. It really, really can. And so other people, on the other hand, their struggles and their pain and their overwhelm is so much that that they've just given up. They've given up on life, and they really need to sort it out on their own. And this actually happens a lot with female narcissists. A lot of female narcissists who aren't on the Asperger side, a lot of female narcissists, they're kind of going to be that way until the day they die. Whereas a lot of male narcissists, who are the majority of narcissists, the majority of them are male. It's usually other factors. It's other factors like the chemicals. It's other factors like not knowing how to handle a situation, so they handle it very badly with testosterone and anger and manipulation and minimizing and things like that. It's like they go off the rails. It's like they go a little crazy. So a lot of male narcissists, they kind of go a little crazy. As I said, unless they're on the Asperger side. Whereas female narcissists, they're tough. You just get to the point where you accept them for who they are and realize you keep a lot of space and don't judge them too hard, because you don't deserve it. You don't deserve to be in that space of wondering why they're doing this or why they treat you the way that they do. So think about things like that. When you find that you're in a toxic relationship, when you find that you're in a relationship with someone who is so self-absorbed and so manipulative and so focused on themselves, you have to decide for yourself, where are they on the spectrum? Are they worth me putting the time in? If I put the time in, will it actually even matter? Are you willing to spend that much of your life being in a relationship with this person? So you get to ask yourself that. You get to decide, because the narcissist has to change on their own, but they have to want to change. And many people deep down, they don't want to be evil, bad, horrible human beings. They do want to be good people, but they don't have the right keys in the lock to get there. And you have to decide whether you want to be that person or not, whether you want to be the person that helps them. You don't have to be, absolutely. It's a lot of work. A lot of effort. You spend a lot of your life doing it, a lot of your life trying to change it around, and there's progress, absolutely, but it has to be worth it for you. So are they inherently bad? Yes and no. You get to decide. It's up to you. to decide whether they're inherently bad or not. They don't have to be, but they can be. So anyways, if you think somebody needs to learn about this, please share it. If you need some help because you're sick of being manipulated and controlled by a narcissist, and you really need to get your head and your body and your mind in a good space because you're in crisis, or not in crisis, you're just ready to move forward. You're ready to heal, ready to figure out after the divorce, or to get a divorce, or cope with being in the middle of it right now. Reach out. Wonderful, wonderful resources, affordable, beautiful, wonderful women. It's only for women. And lots of wonderful ways to move forward. So when you're ready, reach out, because you don't have to live like this anymore. You really, 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 truly, absolutely don't. And there's a lot of things that you can do to make your life better now that don't require some giant sacrifice on your part. Really, you don't have to completely change your life. You can start making changes which are small, which move you in the right direction, and just start making it better. You can start making it better for yourself, honestly, truly, without feeling like you have to sacrifice even more, or do even more, or be even more. You know, there's many, many small steps you can start taking which are easy and fun and wonderful and self-nurturing and caring and awesome, that you can do right now. So join us, because we're on this path of healing and health and wellness to become the best version of ourselves that we can, happy and healthy and peaceful. Okay? So I'll see you Monday. Hope you have a great day. I should be back from Dallas by then. And I'll talk to you later.